What is up guys, this is One from Cosmic Fury, and on this episode I'll be reviewing the Age of Ultron Captain America MMS281. What is up guys, finally, well, the figure is not mine. Let's start with that. So yeah, but then I was fortunate enough to have Imperial Studios lend me one of their figures so that I can do a review on this guy. Finally got his hands on him. Super awesome figure, by the way. Being a fan of Captain America, anything that comes out and a version of him is always awesome, for me at least. So yeah, this is a 1/6 scale Hot Toys Captain America MMS281. Yeah, and so yeah, let's get to the review. So far, first impressions when seeing this guy on hand, freaking amazing. I would say definitely feels a little bit more premium than compared to the rest of the Captain America figures. Second probably would be the Winter Soldier version. So yeah, like as you can see, the box design is also looking really awesome. So yeah, for my personal collection, I have the first Avenger for the longest time, one of my early figures as well. So again, seeing this guy is definitely an improvement from the previous design. So before we go into the figure itself, I'm gonna go through the box. Alright, for the box, as you can see, the design of it, the artwork, it's pretty, yes, and amazing as well. And as you can see, the logos, you can see that Hot Toys and Movie Masterpiece. If you don't know what MMS means, it means Movie Masterpiece. It says piece, Movie Masterpiece. Right, here's the side of the box. As you can see, the side of it, and the Hot Toys official logo and stuff. Right. And if you're one of those guys who into the box collecting itself, I'm pretty sure if you were to buy 3 sets of this, you can actually combine it on the sides, so you can make a big whole piece if you are into that. So I mean, different collectors have different perspective, which is fine. Alright, so alright, let's get back into the focus here. And so the inner box has this. I'm not gonna go into too much of it because I'm a bit of a space constraint right now. Alright, you have the Captain America, put a proper zoom here. Alright, let's give a little bit credit to the guys who made it possible. These are the crew that made the figure possible, the artists and such. Right, so there you have it, MMS281. Alright, again, I'm not gonna go into the clamshell itself, but I'm gonna go straight into the accessories. So what does this figure comes with? It comes with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra hands, which is, this is kind of like a, let me put a zoom here. Alright, one of it is kind of like a loosely gripped right hand. Alright, that's one. The other one is kind of like a loosely felt for the shield, I guess, when you like want to pose it down like that. Right hand, loosely grip. Alright, that's number 2. Alright, for number 3, open palm left hand. Alright, number 4, left fisted hand. Up yours, man, up yours. And then for the number 5th hand is loosely grip. I think it's more for holding the helmet, I suppose. Right. And for the 6th hand is loosely grip left hand. So yeah, total 6 extra hands, and then including the ones on the figure itself, there's total of 8 hands altogether. Alright, it comes with extra pegs. I'm guessing these are wrist pegs. So yeah, a pair of wrist pegs here. Extra helmet, as you can see, and extra head sculpt. Definitely the closest resemblance to Chris Evans or Steve Rogers in the movies. Definitely a good improvement since the last design. Let me drop focus here. Alright. Yeah, like I was a bit curious, like if this thing can actually fit into this head. Obviously, that's not gonna work. That's not how it's designed for. But you can try if that is your thing. But from what I see here, it's not supposed to be like that. So yeah, like basically this accessory is when you put the head sculpt on a figure, and then he'll be like holding the helmet and stuff. So yeah. Alright, before I go to the figure itself, there is one last piece which I haven't added on. This is the instruction manual. People don't talk about this instruction manuals given by Hot Toys a lot because people find it unimportant. It's just like buying a PC and setting up your PC and not reading instruction manuals. However unimportant you may feel, instruction manuals, it's best to not throw it away, because when in doubt, this will be your friend. And especially when complicated figures, you know, like especially like Robocop and stuff like that, you need this. And like, especially like Terminator figures and Predator figures, you need instruction manuals. If things were to go awry, this will be your friend. So do not ever throw this away. I remind you, I stress you, to ever throw this away, please. Right, so this is the 1/6 undercrotch stand which the figure comes with. Obviously it doesn't come like that because as most of the Hot Toys figures, it can be dismantled here, but it's pretty hard to take out. But you have to actually put effort to like yank it out. So alright, here's the base. You see Captain America engraved on it with the Avengers Age of Ultron engraved. It's pretty metallic. I see a few scratches on this thing. I'm not too sure whether it's part of the design or the battle damage look, but it's on there, or maybe it went through a rough time. I'm not too sure about that part. So yeah, you have the Avengers logo here, and the underside of the base. Well, for the stand, you can definitely take it out, especially if you want to adjust the crotch height, you know, right up the balls. Right. So let's see if Captain America can stand well on his own without the supporting stand. Alright, let's see. And he's stable. Yep, he's still standing, which is pretty good. Okay, let's get a zoom on this guy. Okay, so I had a few minutes with this guy before he was on camera. So what I would say is that he looks definitely better, and I don't know, it's definitely a big improvement since the first Avenger, which is the only Captain America figure I have. So holding him now, definitely there's a big difference in design and quality, obviously. Right, so right now he's not holding the shield. I'll get into that later on. Right, so let's talk about the design here a little bit. So yeah, the head sculpt, definite improvement. There's a lot of things going on in this figure, which is a big improvement basically. So right, for the head sculpt, like there obviously will always be a debate of, like, you know, it doesn't really look like the actor, doesn't really look like Chris Evans. For my personal take on it, which is, I know what it represents and who it represents. It represents Captain America. Even if it doesn't look exactly like Chris Evans, at least I know what the figure represents, which is Captain America as a whole. So yeah, here's the A insignia on the helmet, and the wings on the side. And I would definitely say for the head sculpt feature itself, the eyes are pretty well done. So it's pretty lifelike in some sense. Alright, so the overall figure itself on the back. Alright, so points of articulation. There is articulation in the neck, he has no issues going forward, but seems to have kind of limitation going backwards. It's not part of the costume design, it's just I guess the limitation of the body design, so it's not able to go back that much. And so there's articulation in the shoulders, as you can see, and the elbows. I'm guessing I'm not sure if it's a double jointed elbow because there's a lot of like pads going on, so can't really have a feel for it. Not really much articulation in the wrist because it's put together by pegs. For the torso, I really can't feel much of articulation because there is a lot of padding going on here, so I can't really feel how many joints are there in it exactly. But if you were to move it, it's really stiff, especially on the waist and the torso itself, so I'm pretty sure there's a joint in there, but because of the padding it's very restricted. So the hips, the knees, from what I can feel, it's a double jointed knee, so, and there is articulation at the feet and the ankle. During the release of the prototype, I thought, because Star-Lord's design basically, it looks kind of like this, but it's like kind of like molded together because that's how they designed it. But when I got a hand on this guy, it's a sigh of relief that this is part of a rubber, and then the foot itself is a separate a part altogether, so it's only joined over by this rubber design foot, you call it. So yeah, you can pretty much have a go at it, you know, if you wanna like pose it in different ways, so not too difficult. And so alright, let's get into the suit design. This is probably the closest thing to the movie representation, and if you are looking very closely into the details, you can see, I'm not too sure whether it's a mass production issue, but if you were to see that the star is a little bit crooked here, it's not really centralized, but that's a small minor thing if you're looking into it. But so yeah, it's like a little bit to that side, to the right hand side, so small minor gripes. So yeah, you can see the Avengers design on the shoulder pad. Right. So the lettering that goes into here, I would say it's a little bit more better than compared to the first Avenger, because the belt was, I think, nearly 90% more leather, fox leather than the Avengers version had. And the belt design is much more better than the first Avenger. Why? Because the first Avenger was sporting kind of like a leather, like I said, 90% of it, so it's bound to have defects in the later years, because for the first Avenger, pouches just simply snap off if the glue just loses its grip. But for the one in the Avengers version, it's all molded plastic, so which is gonna last a lot longer, which is pretty good. And if you were ever to like open the belt up, you can actually do it because there's a button here. So again, I think good job on the design overall for the new belt. The stitching on this is pretty awesome actually, so like visible like stitch lines, which is really good. And for this kind of like a shoulder strap chest thingy, I think it's okay, it's pretty decent. There's no like point where you can actually open it. Oh yeah, there is. It's right over here. If you were able to open it up, you can. There's a button here, so but it's part of the design, so I'm not really sure why would people actually want to open it up. So so another thing I want to highlight is that I've had the first Avenger, and I can say the design is better again because of the shoulder thing. If you were ever to have first Avenger, you will definitely know that how difficult it is to actually articulate the shoulders, because the restriction on it was so freaking difficult. You can barely do anything with it. And yeah, I've seen guys who actually managed to like put the shoulder all the way back for the Age of Ultron figure, Captain America, but it is impossible for the first Avenger to actually do that unless you got the Golden Age version, which is a redesign for the shoulder. So yeah. Other than that, like as you can see, the strap here, you know, if you put it a bit too tight, that happens. So I mean, when you close it, you can't really see, but if you open it up and then, I don't know, probably if this goes on, might cause defects on it. But yeah. Alright, so overall I would say this figure is rocking, man. Like there's so many things that's going on for this guy, which is really awesome. So what else? I think there's a working pocket in there, but I don't want to dwell into that area so much. Yeah. Okay, now I want to get into the shield portion. Alright, why am I putting this as a separate, you know, like a thing on its own? Let me have a zoom out here. Alright, so the old version, if you remember, for Winter Soldier and the first Avenger, they had straps on it. But for this, they are using the magnetic design, I think. Yeah. So there are no straps at all. So the only way to make it possible for this thing to stick on Cap's hand is basically magnets, and that's about it. There are no straps, no holding or whatsoever. So every hand comes with a magnet inside. It's like one here and one here nearer to the elbow. So every hand has this feature. So that's like a total of 8 hands, right? So every one of them have. So basically that's how Cap holds the magnet. I'm kind of fearful if I were like to hold it on one hand and not like taking care of the shield. The reason why is that because I'm so used to having Cap holding the shield with straps, so I have no problems of, you know, like the shield like flipping around and, you know, letting loose, because I know he's in perfect fit and it's secured. But for this, there's nothing to secure the shield other than the magnets. So once you start doing this, it will flip over. And even if it's in, I really believe that even if it's in some kind of detov or any cupboards, one single nudge will vibrate the thing, and if the magnet doesn't hold it, the shield will drop. But it will take quite an amount of force to actually do that. So let's put a little bit to the test. Right, because the figure is not mine, so this is a big risk. So okay, before I do that, so if you don't put it right, it looks kind of crappy. So you have to really find the sweet spot for the shield to be on. So that's how it looks like. Right. So far it survives my test, so that's not so bad. So yeah, you gotta put a little bit more force for the shield to actually dismantle itself, because the most power the shield has for the magnets, so near to the elbow itself. So see, most of the power comes from the elbow, so not going a lot for the hands itself. But then again, yeah, I'm not pretty used to the magnet features on the new design, but it's a new thing. It works, but there are pros and cons with this type of design. And the good thing about this shield is I would say it's die-cast. So the first Avenger had a plastic design and it was painted over, and over time there was cracks. So what happened was that, you know, flakes will start to happen, and then once you touch it, try to imagine the red parts just turn into silver and all the red parts are on your fingers. That was what happened. So if you were fast enough, you could actually get a Tamiya spray and spray it all over, and save the shield, but you will see visible cracks, and then it will cause visual problems basically. But for the new designs, I believe, including the Winter Soldier, the shields are a big improvement. So the metallic die-cast, I think, is a good step up. It's just the design for the holding part, which is a little bit different. Yeah, hit and miss for some people, but if you're not playing with the toys or anything, I think it's fine on static poses. But if you move it around a lot, I'm pretty sure this thing will just fall off. So alright, little adjustment was done. Alright, let's get a proper focus on this. Alright, so let's do a little bit of a height comparison. On the right, we have the first Avenger battle damage version done by Riftan, and on the left we have the Age of Ultron Captain America. So again, I'm making them lined up against the wall and putting their feet as flat as possible. And as you can see, the first Avenger is slightly short, and Captain America Age of Ultron is slightly taller. It's like if they were brothers, this will be the older brother in some sense. Right, so what is making the height difference? I'm pretty sure it's part of the boots and part of the neck design. The design on the first Avengers neck is it's on a ball joint basically, but it's more on the neck line here, near to the skull. But for the one that goes in the Age of Ultron, it's more to the shoulder length, where the ball joint is more over here. So so yeah, I think because the head sculpt on this has a longer neck and compared to the first Avenger, so I guess that's where the height difference plays up the part the most, I guess. So yeah, like there are pros and cons obviously, like but I would say the better design, I'm going for the Age of Ultron, because it's more modern, it's more of a better design, and it's more sleek basically. But because the first Avenger is you know, that's where the first Captain America movie was out, and it is one of my figures which I hold dear, because it's Captain America, man. So as a fan, having him on screen and have a representation of him in 1/6 is awesome. So this is a classic figure obviously, but one of the most underappreciated figures, because nobody cares about these figures anymore. Some guys will probably be selling him around like 140 if I remember, so that's how like not valued of him these days as to compare to the new ones. As retail prices goes, I think this guy is going about like 300 plus right now. The PO price was around 270 if I remember correctly, but now people are paying higher for this guy. Especially now there are obviously completionists for the Avengers line, so he is definitely a must get. Even if he's a solo figure on his own, he's still an awesome figure. But if you were to get the complete lineup of the Avengers 2 movie, he's a definite must. So yeah, articulation wise, it's a little bit restrictive, as just like the first Avenger, because there's a lot of padding going on in the costume. Articulation wise, he's alright. In terms of movie representation, pretty close. There's a few stitching if you were look into the details of it, but then it's not too obvious, I suppose. And better head sculpt, and the shield design a little bit different. I find it a little bit wonky, but because the shield is die cast, so definitely it's gonna last a lot longer, which is really good. But it's just that the magnet thing, not used to it yet. So yeah, it's Captain America, one of the iconic Avenger characters, still for I don't know how, 50 years or something. That's a long time. So yeah, pretty much price wise, he's definitely there for the money. Probably you can actually wait a little bit for him for the price to go down, but I doubt that would actually happen anytime soon. So yeah, I think pretty much that's it for me for the review of Captain America Age of Ultron MMS281. So this is one from Cosmic Fury. Like, comment and subscribe. Cheers.